Hi folks, so I started working on this commission here today and I'm just going to show you how I do certain elements of it.
So let's have a look at what we're dealing with here. So this canvas here is now blocked in. It's had one layer of paint. I have actually given the sky a coat of oil already. That's going to take a little while, a few days to dry, but I'm going to work on these trees here. These trees are going to be done really in three parts. This is the way I like to think about it. So we have three elements to the trees. We have the middle tones, we have the shadows, and we have the highlights. Well, this is blocked in middle tone. This is somewhere in between the darkest colour and the lightest colour. That's our middle tone. Now what I don't want to do is completely cover over this. We need to add the darks, the shades now, without obliterating the block-in that we've done. We'll still be able to see this block-in through the paint, even right at the end. And I'll show you what I mean by that. So let's, for example, start working on these trees here to begin with. So the tempting thing is to add the dark colours in here. Well, here's our reference photograph and here's the painting. So as you can see, there are elements of dark, but there's also elements of light. Now our block-in is somewhere in between, as I say, that's the middle tone. Now the temptation is to add the darks with something like this. This is the Series 7 size 8. Go over the whole thing with dark and then add the light. But if we do that, that only gives us two layers of paint. It gives us the light and it gives us the dark. So what we need to do is add the darks without losing this middle ground. We are going to use the tree and texture brush. This is the Series 3 size 3/8. It's available from our website, and we now add these darker colours. So I haven't put too much paint on the brush. I've also used some liquid in order for this to be a little bit more of a glaze, and then what I'm going to do is just gently tap the brush over the surface. And as you can see, it's giving us a little bit of texture. Going to do the same to this bit here, but just adjusting the colour slightly. So what you can see now is we can see those two tones in there. So we can still see the block-in the light green here and the lighter grey, but we can now also see the shadows as well. So with very little effort, we've actually started to make those look more like trees with foliage already. All that is left to do is to add the highlights over the top. But before we do that, I'm going to continue with the rest of the trees in this top right hand corner, adding these darks. So I've added the darker elements. The next stage is to add some of the foliage over the sky. And I'm going to try and do that in the similar colour to what we have here. So not as light as it will need to be. It needs to be slightly darker. Then we can add the lights afterwards in that third stage. So I've already started adding some of the highlights to this area here. What I'm going to do is show you now me doing it on this part here. So very simple process. We're now looking to add the lighter tones. So we've got our mid-tones in here. We've added the darks over the top. And now using a fan brush, the Series 4 fan brush, we're going to add the highlighted canopies over the top. Now some of you may have seen me in the past use this method, but we are loading the paint on the corner of the brush here, so on the tip, and I'm going to just use that corner, just touching the panel with it, very gentle, and it just does a really small little brush mark. Now you may find that one corner will work better than another, so you might need to use the other corner of a different brush, or sorry, the other corner of the same brush to get the effect we're after. And I've often described it as an upside down V. It's not a very clean V, but you can just about make out that that's what it is. And we just patiently work over the top of this layer of paint, adding these highlights. One of the things I'm going to be quite careful of is adjusting the colour every now and again, because it's not all one flat colour. There's a huge variation of colours in there, and it's very important, if you want your painting to look realistic, to adjust that colour every now and again, just throwing in a slightly adjusted tone. Now this doesn't have to be the last layer that we put in. If need be, we can add even lighter details. Okay, so that gives you a little bit of insight into how I do those trees, and hopefully that will help you with your paintings as well. Just as a quick reminder, all the brushes that I've used in this video are available from my website at www.shopmichaeljamesmith.com. Also, we have full lessons, for those of you who don't know, on my online painting school, and that is www.michaeljamesmith.tv. I think that's everything. But go and check those websites out. I look forward to seeing you in the next lesson, and I'll see you again soon. Take care, everybody.